now. So now, based on our business requirement, if there is any ready-made applications are available in the market in order to automate our business processes, we can take those ready-made applications. But as of now, what happened? We don't have any rental concept in IT industry. If we need any ready-made application, then we need to buy the license, and then only we can able to start utilizing that. And if the ready-made applications are not at all suitable, if the application is available for the restaurant automation, but if I'm into manufacturing or if I'm into business banking, if I'm into some supermarket at that time, those applications are not suitable to automate my business process. So at that time, I need to develop my own custom application. So nothing but if the ready-made applications available in the market is not suitable for your organization requirement, then we need to develop your own custom applications. To develop your own custom application, we need some platform, nothing but we need some resources. Resources like we need some programming languages, we need some technologies, we need some databases, we need some other third-party tools are also required in order to build your own custom application. So now, during that time, we cannot use any trial version of the programming languages. We can't use any trial version of the databases, technologies, and other tools because those trial version of those softwares may be getting expired after 45 days or after 90 days. So now, so that after 90 days, we can't access that application. My application will get damaged. So, but I want to use that application lifelong. So that here we need to buy the licenses of those softwares and then we need to build our own application. For that also we have to invest a huge amount. And then once your development is done, if the application is ready, then we need to maintain our own server. We have to maintain our own infrastructure in which we can able to install that application. So now for that, we have to maintain a high configuration server, which will provide the capability to store terabytes of information, which provides the faster performance of your application, which provides the security for your data, which you have stored inside that. So that we have to invest a huge amount in order to buy a high configuration server. So nothing but what happened, it may be at the time of ready-made application, or it may be at the time of custom application development, it may be at the time of infrastructure, we need to invest a huge amount. But the people are not able to afford that much of amount. If the organization is a very small organization or a startup company or a mid-sized company, then those people cannot able to invest that much of amount in order to buy the licenses of those softwares. So now for that, cloud computing has introduced few approaches. They have given some certain guidelines. How can we provide our softwares or the ready-made applications or the infrastructure to our customers on rental basis? They have given some certain approaches by which we can expose our IT services to our customers on rental basis. If it is a rental basis, then rental amount is very, very small. If the amount is very, very small, then everybody can able to utilize that. Nothing but we can capture more customers, we can do more business, we can generate more revenue, we can get more profit out of it. So for that here, nowadays, most of the customers, most of the clients are going to be adopting these cloud computing services. So now cloud computing provides an approach of accessing each and every IT service over the internet by paying the rental amount just by using the two components inside the device, that is browser and the internet connection. Nothing but in order to access the cloud computing services, no need to install anything in our device. No need to have any prerequisite software. Just we need to have the browser and the internet connection. Only these two are enough. No need to install any software. No need to install any prerequisite tools inside your system. Just you need the browser, whatever you have, and then we need the internet connection. At that time, whatever the device that we have, it may be a laptop, it may be a desktop, it may be a mobile, it may be a smartphone, it may be a tab, it may be any other device which is having browser and internet connection, or it may be any other device which may come in the future. Any device is possible to access these cloud computing services. So now that much of flexible features are available inside that cloud services. Now, so now when coming to the cloud computing, already we have discussed that. Cloud computing provides an approach of accessing each IT service over the internet. 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 over the internet by paying the rental amount to the vendor can be accessed by using any device. So now when coming to the cloud computing, they are giving just some approaches. This is not the organization, this is not the programming, this is not the software. Just they're giving some approaches to you. How can you expose your applications or the services to your customer on rental basis? So now when coming to the cloud computing, already we have discussed it is offering three categories of services. First one is a SaaS service, and the second one is a platform service, and the third one is the infrastructure as a service. Nothing but software also we can able to expose. Nothing but whatever the ready-made application that we have built, those ready-made applications also we can able to expose to your customers on rental basis. Software means some pre-built applications, some ready-made applications which we have built. It may be supporting to automate the restaurant process, or it may be for supermarket, it may be for banking and insurance, whatever. Whatever the application that we have built, we can able to expose or we can able to offer this application to your customers on rental basis. And sometimes if the ready-made application which you have or which you have built is not suitable for you, for your customers, then we can able to offer whatever the platform they want. So now here further we can able to offer our platform also. Platform means what? A development environment which contains a collection of resources which is used to build your own custom applications. When coming to the platform is nothing but a development environment which contains few programming languages, few technologies, few databases, and some tools which are required to develop your custom applications. So now, for example, if you want to develop a Java-based application, then first of all, we need some Java programming language. We have to install that Java programming language into your system, and then we need to install a database that may be Oracle or SQL Server, or you need some other tools also. Now, all these tools combinedly we have to use to build our application. So now, whatever the platform, this whole things are called as the platform, nothing but the development environment, where we can able to offer this whole platform also to your customers on rental basis so that they can build their own application based on their requirement. So now whenever you are offering the platform on rental basis, then it is called as platform as a service. And then once they are done with the application development, then they are going to be installing that application into a server. So for that, they have to invest a huge amount to buy a high configuration for server. So, but the people may not be able to afford that much of amount to buy a high configuration server. At that time, you can maintain your own servers, and in that server, you can allocate some amount of memory to your customers so that they can place their items, nothing but the applications inside that memory location which they have reserved for them. So that here we can able to offer our infrastructure also. Already we have discussed infrastructure like as we are going to be using some memory space, some space from that bank lockers. Locker is nothing but what some space which they're allocating to you so that we can able to place our valuable items like as some documents, some jewelry, and some diamonds, money, everything. Nothing but they're allocating some space to you inside that locker so that we can able to place all our items so that we can able to make it protected. So now in order to provide that locker to you, they're charging some rental amount. Like the same way here also, Salesforce is the various vendors are maintaining their own servers. In that server, they are going to be allocating some portion of memory, nothing but some memory location to you. Inside that memory location, we can able to place all your items. Our items means our applications, our data, our files, our records, everything we can able to store inside that. Now, at that time, if the customer is expecting to utilize that only the infrastructure, then we can able to offer the infrastructure also. So whenever you are offering that memory space or the servers on rental basis, then it is called as infrastructure as a service. Now, so now these are the three categories of services offered by the cloud computing. So now when coming to the cloud computing, this is just giving some approaches. It is giving some guidelines. How can we expose our softwares, nothing but our ready-made applications which we have pre-built, and what are the platforms that we have, whatever the infrastructure that we have, we can able to offer this either software or the platform or the infrastructure as a service. Nothing but we can able to offer it on rental basis to our customers. So now, when coming to the cloud computing, who are offering these services here? So now already we have discussed we are having so many vendors out there. When coming to the cloud computing, we are having so many vendors out there, like as Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Salesforce.com, Oracle, IBM, GoDaddy, Alibaba, like that, so many vendors are available in the market. Like as suppose, for example, you are having a mobile. Now, just now I have purchased the mobile by investing some 50,000 rupees, which is some iPhone. Now, by using that mobile, can you make a call right now? Just now I have purchased the mobile. I have invested the huge amount. So it's my dream mobile since very long time. I'm planning to buy this mobile, but now I got the opportunity to buy this mobile. Now my dream comes true. Now my mobile is in my hand. Now can I make a call? No. Why? Because is this 50,000 rupees mobile is useless without a SIM card, without a mobile network. So now for that here we need to buy a SIM card which is of cost some 5 rupees. Nothing but this 50,000 rupees mobile is useless without a 5 rupees SIM card in order to access that mobile network. So now here we need that mobile network here for each and every mobile. Without that, we cannot have any conversation, we cannot send any call messages, we cannot make any call, we cannot receive any calls. Now, in order to get that mobile network, we are having so many vendors out there, like some AT&T, we are having Uninar, Telenor, BSNL, Reliance, Vodafone, like that. So many vendors are there from which we can able to take the service. Nothing but here, no need to invest a huge amount to take that mobile network. Mobile network is not a product; it's just a service for you. So that the amount is very very small. The whole month we can able to utilize that mobile network, and depends upon the number of calls that you have made, depends upon that call timings, so that we can able to pay that uh, rental amount to that particular vendor. Like the same way here also, we are having so many vendors are available for the cloud computing who are offering these cloud services to their customers. Though some people are offering all the three categories of services like as a SaaS, PaaS, and the infrastructure, and a few vendors are offering only a few set of services. So now these things also we have discussed in our demo session. Now, so now today we are going to be discussing about this Salesforce.com. So now when coming to the Salesforce.com, already we have discussed Salesforce.com is an organization. Salesforce.com is an organization which has been started in 1990s. Which has been started in 1990s by a person called as Mark, which has been started by a person called as Mark Benioff. Now, Salesforce.com is not cloud computing. Salesforce.com is an organization. Okay, Salesforce.com is an organization which is one of the vendor of cloud computing. Okay, observe the difference between these two. So now generally people thought of cloud computing means Salesforce, but Salesforce is not cloud computing. Salesforce.com is an organization which is one of the vendor of cloud computing. So now along with the Salesforce.com, we have so many other vendors are also available, like as Amazon, Google, Microsoft, like that. So many vendors are there, and then some more vendors may come in the future also, like Salesforce. Now, but Salesforce is a very popular vendor. Okay, why we are going to discuss it now. Now, so now Salesforce.com is an organization which has been started in 1990s by a person called as Mark Benioff. Initially, this person is an executive person in the Oracle Corporation, and he left the organization and he has started his own organization with the name Salesforce.com. So now when coming to the Salesforce.com, from the beginning, purely they are going to be concentrating on-demand applications. From the beginning, they are purely concentrating on on-demand applications. On-demand applications means cloud applications. So now from 1990s, they have started developing so many applications which can be accessible over the internet and which can be exposed to our customers on rental basis. Now, no need to invest a huge amount to buy the license. Suppose if you want some Oracle software, then we have to go to the contact the Oracle partners, or we can contact the Oracle organization directly. We have to invest a huge amount to buy the license of that Oracle software which you want. So that here we have to invest a huge amount. But here no need to invest any huge amount. Everything they are going to be offering to you on rental basis. If it is a rental basis, then amount will be very, very less. So that everybody can able to afford that amount. Every customer, every organization can start utilizing their services so that they can capture more business also. So now for that initially, from the beginning itself, the Salesforce.com people have started completely concentrating on on-demand applications. So now when coming to the Salesforce.com, Salesforce.com organization is offering all the three categories of cloud computing services to you. They're offering the SaaS service, they're offering the platform service, and they're offering the infrastructure services also. Nothing but they're offering all the three categories of cloud computing services to their customers. Now, as part of SaaS, Salesforce people are offering an application called as Salesforce CRM application. Now, this is a ready-made application which they have built. When coming to the Salesforce CRM application contains some pre-built CRM functionality. CRM is, I think everybody is aware of, customer relationship management. Because for every organization, we should have some customers. Without the customers, we don't have any organization. So that here, when coming to the organization, in order to maintain a very good relationship with your customers, in order to automate your customers' information, in order to automate your business information like as a sales information and the marketing processes and the services information, we can able to use this as Salesforce CRM application. So now, when coming to the Salesforce CRM application, this is not targeted for any specific industry. Salesforce CRM can be used by any industry in the world. It may be a small restaurant, because in the small restaurant also we are having the customers. In small hotels also we have the customers. Supermarkets are also have the customers. And then banking also have the customers. Finance people are also having the customers. And the insurance organizations are also having the customers. Nothing but in each and every organization we are having few customers. Wherever we have the customers, there we can use Salesforce CRM application. Nothing but this Salesforce CRM application not only targeted for the banking, not only targeted for the insurance. This is common for all the industries available in the market, where this CRM can be utilized by a small company, a small hotel to a very big MNC also we can able to automate. That much of flexible features are available when coming to the Salesforce CRM, so that most of the people, most of the clients are going to be adopting this Salesforce CRM in order to automate their business processes. Even though you might be having so many CRM tools in the market, already we have discussed. We have Sugar CRM, PeopleSoft CRM, Siebel CRM, and Microsoft Dynamics CRM, SAP CRM, Oracle CRM, Infor CRM, Synergy CRM. Like there's so many CRM tools available in the market before 1990s also, but most of the people are adapting and most of the people are migrating to Salesforce CRM because of the flexibility. Now, so now because here Salesforce CRM is everything is available on rental basis. No need to invest a huge amount to buy that software. It is purely available on rental basis to you. So that here the rental amount is very, very cheap, so that everybody can able to afford that amount, so that every customer, every client is going to be adopting this Salesforce CRM application. Now, so now when coming to the Salesforce CRM here, so what exactly the process of Salesforce CRM? Now we will see. So now what do you mean by this CRM basically here? The customer relationship management. What do you mean by CRM? So now let's take an example here. We'll take an organization, and then based on that we'll be discussing all these processes here. What exactly the CRM? So now let's take an example. For example, assume that I have an organization. I have an organization. This is some Dell. I have an organization which is Dell. So now everybody is aware of what they're offering. When coming to the Dell organization, they are going to be offering some set of products to you. They're not into the services, they're into the products. Because when coming to the organizations, few organizations are purely offering products, few organizations purely offering services, few organizations offering combination of both. Some set of products, some set of services also both. Now, so now when coming to the Dell organization is into the manufacturing organization. This is a manufacturing organization. So now what they're manufacturing here? When coming to the Dell organization, they're manufacturing the various hardware products. Now, so they're manufacturing the various hardware products. So what kind of hardware products they are going to be manufacturing right now? Now they're manufacturing the various hardware products like the laptops, desktops, printers, scanners, projectors, mobiles, tabs, webcams, and the various other accessories. Nothing but the small parts of those products also. So now when coming to the Dell organization, they are going to be manufacturing the various hardware devices, nothing but the various hardware components, and they are going to be providing to their customers. So now we are having that organization Dell, and then they are going to be manufacturing these products, and then. So now in order to manufacture those products, they have invested the huge amount. Now the products are ready. Then how they are manufacturing these products? Dell people are not manufacturing even a single part of the product also. Dell people are going to be having the contacts with the various third-party logistics and the vendor people, where they are going to be collecting the parts from the different third-party logistics in the vendor, and then they're placing all those parts into the Dell factory. In the entire worldwide, they're having the so many factories available for Dell. Now in that factories, they will be having the manufacturing people who are going to be assembling all these parts. They are going to be making like as a product. On that product, they're giving the brand of Dell and they're releasing into that market. So now the Dell people are just designing how will be my next model of laptop look like. So what will be the design? How it will look like? And what will be the configuration? And then what are the features that we are going to introduce? That's it. Just they are going to be designing. That's it. The remaining all the parts of that product will be they are going to be collecting from the different third-party logistics and the vendors only. But they're not having any manufacturing organization. They're not having any manufacturing plant. So now this is the actual business they're going to be doing here. So that when coming to the Dell people, they're going to be interacting with the various the third-party logistics and the vendors, and then they're collecting those parts. Nothing but processor from one vendor, RAM from another vendor, hard disk from another vendor, and the mouse from another vendor, and other parts from another vendor. Like that here, they are going to be collecting those parts from the different third-party logistics in the vendor and moving into the Dell factory. In the Dell factory, they are going to be assembling all those parts and they are going to be making like as a product and they're releasing into the market by giving the brand of Dell. Now, so now in India also you are having the Dell factories are available. One is in Chennai, second one is in Gurgaon. So now where they are going to be assembling all these products. So now when coming to the Dell organization, they have invested the huge amount in order to buy those parts from the third-party logistics and the vendors, and then they have invested the huge amount in order to make those products. Now, once they are ready with the products, they are going to be testing those products if it is working fine or not. Now assume that all the products are working fine. Now the products are ready. Then what we can do? Can I make them? Can I make these products with me? No. So as an organization, I want to sell these products to outside. Nothing but I want to sell it out to the various customers. So then how can we sell it out here? So now we know what are the next models of laptops that we have designed and what are the features that we have introduced. What is the price of that product and how the model will be look like. And then what will be the discounts that we are offering on the product. What are the services that we are offering on the product. As a Dell employee, we know that. But the common people, they don't know all this information. Whatever the products we have manufactured, these products are not for the Dell employees. These products they are going to selling out to the various common people. Then how can we give this information to the various people? What are the various ways are available in order to promote my products? Anyone? Any
Advertisement.
okay? Advertisements, okay? Now, so now here, once you are done with your products, once you are ready with the product, then we have to give the information about our products to the various people. So now for that, what needs to be done? We have to recruit some people who will be aware of how can we promote our product effectively. So now for that here, we are going to be having a marketing department. So now when coming to the organization, they're having a marketing department. So now in that marketing department, they're having few people who knows how to promote our organization products with the different approaches in the different locations. So nothing but we are not using only that advertisements in all the areas. In some areas, I want to go with some advertisements. In some areas, I want to go with some other options also. So now how can we promoting our products? Promoting the product means giving the information about our organization, giving the information about our products, giving the information about the new features which we have introduced into inside those products, giving the information about that price of those products, giving the information about the services what we are offering, giving the information about discounts what we are offering to our customers. Now this whole information we need to pass to the various common people. If any of the person is interested, then they can come to my organization, they will buy my product also, so that I can get one to our customer, I can generate some revenue also. So now for that, when coming to the Dell organization, they are going to be recruiting so few marketing people. When coming to the marketing people will analyze that market area, and then they are going to be promoting our organization products. Then what are the various ways are there to marketing? Nothing but to promote your products. When coming to the real world, we are having so many ways are there in order to promote your products here. Now let's see what are those various ways are available to promote your products. So now when coming to the promoting the products, we are having the multiple ways are available. Like, so now we can able to conduct some campaigns. We can able to conduct some stalls. We can conduct some trade shows. And we can go with that TV advertisements. We can go with that theater advertisements. And we can go with that email marketing. We can go with the telemarketing. We can go with the digital marketing. And we can go with the pamphlets. And then posters, hoardings, and the banners. And we can go with that various ways along with that the free samples also. Okay. So now these are the various ways are available in order to promote your products. So now once the products are ready, it may be the products, it may be the services what you are offering to your customer. In order to promote your product or the service, we are going to be using the various ways of marketing approaches. These are the various approaches are available which we can able to use in order to promote your products. So now we can conduct few campaigns, we can conduct few stalls, and we can conduct few trade shows, TV advertisements, and the email marketing. Like that, so many ways are there in order to promote your products. So now when coming to the marketing people, they are going to be analyzing that. Nothing but in which area, which type of marketing is suitable. Now in all the areas in the entire worldwide, they can't go with a single approach. Now in one area, they will be going with the by conducting some campaign. In some other area, they're conducting some trade shows. In some other area, they're going with some pamphlets. In other area, they're going with some hoardings, like that. Nothing but depends upon that area they are going to be using in the different approaches of the marketing process. Now, so now when coming to the marketing department people are going to be promoting our organization products with the help of the different approaches. So now in those approaches, we are having the free samples also. Okay, where we can use the free samples and what is the use of that we'll see. Salesforce is also capturing the people because of these free samples to you. Okay, we'll see. So in the future sessions as well. Now, so now how can we promote our organization products here? So what is the way and what are the various terminologies available inside the CRM process? Now we will see. Now, for example here, when coming to the Dell people, they're planning to conduct a campaign. So now whenever they are going to be conducting a campaign, first of all, they have to select the area. Nothing but in which area we need to conduct this campaign. While selecting this area, they have to select a very crowded area. Because in a crowded area, we can able to capture more and more people. So that here, always we have to select a crowded area. Suppose for example, when coming to the Dell people has selected one area. Assume that they're planning to conduct a campaign in some Hyderabad. So now in this Hyderabad, especially, they want to conduct a campaign in some Amirpet. So why they have selected this Amirpet area? Because Amirpet area is a very crowded area from morning to evening. So many people are passing through this area. So that we can able to capture more and more customers as well, more and more people also in order to promote your products. So now, why especially have selected this Amirpet area is whatever the products that we have manufactured, like as the laptops, desktops, printers, scanners, and everything, these are not only using by the professionals, these can be used by the kids, these can be used by the housewives, this can be used by the students, this can be used by the professionals, this can be used by the organizations, this can be used by the business people also. Now, in all these places, we can able to use these products. Nothing but these are not specific to the professional. These are common for everybody in the world. So that here, I need to capture all these categories of people. I need to capture a few kids, students, and the business people, organization people, professionals, everybody I would like to capture. So for that, this is a suitable area. In Amirpet area, so many kids are passing through this area who are going to their schools. So many students are passing to this area because they're staying in Amirpet because to learn some courses and they're going to their colleges also. We're having so many professionals are also available here. We're having so many family people, nothing but housewife people. We're having so many old age people are also there. We're having so many business people are also there. Everything is there. So that here this is the right place in order to conduct that campaign. So now this in this place we can able to capture all the categories of people. So now for that they have selected that Amirpet area to conduct that campaign. So now in that Amirpet area, they're conducting a small campaign, nothing but they are going to placing a small tent beside that road. So now for that here, so when coming to the Dell people, they got the permission from the GHMC people in order to place a small tent. Now in Amirpet area, exactly where you want to place this tent. So now when coming to the Dell people, they have decided to place a tent beside that Maitri Vanam building. So now beside that Maitri Vanam building, they are going to placing a small tent. They're placing a small tent over here. So now here in that tent, what they're providing, they're going to placing all their products which they have manufactured. So now they're placing all their products. Like it may be a desktop, it may be a laptop, it may be a tab, it may be a mobile, it may be a printer, it may be a scanner or whatever. So whatever the products they have manufactured, all those products they are going to placing inside that particular campaign so that the other people can able to see that information. Now, so now here they're placing all those products inside that particular campaign so that the other people will be able to see. So nothing but here. Inside that particular campaign, they're placing all the products which they have manufactured, which they are going to be releasing into the market. Now the latest models of desktops and the mobiles and the tabs and the printers and scanners, everything they're placing inside the tent. Why? The people can able to see how will be my next model of laptops and the desktops and the mobiles and the printers will look like. Because suppose for example here, the people are very, very clever. Why? Because is if they wants to buy a 2 rupees pen, first of all, they're getting the pen, they're writing on a paper, they're testing that if it is working fine, if it is feasible, then only they're paying the 2 rupees. Nothing but for 2 rupees of pen, they are going to be testing that. Then what about this product? These are very, very expensive products. Nobody will invest the amount on blindly and free of cost. So now for that here, the people has to know if the design is good, if the features are good, configuration is good, then only the people will invest. So that the people will do send you inquiry on each and every product here. So for that here, I want to give all this information. The people can see how the next model of laptop look like, how the next model of my tab or the smartphone look like. So what is the configuration, how the design, how the features, and how the price, everything I would like to give this information. So that here I am going to providing all my newly manufactured products inside my campaign for the display purpose. so that the people can visit my campaign, they can see my product, and then if anybody is interested, they can able to come to my organization to buy my product. So now for that here, when coming to my organization, we are going to be conducting a campaign. So now when coming to the campaign, so many people are passing through this area. Now let's assume that. So now we are having few people out there. So now assume that myself. Now assume that I'm staying in Kukatpalli. Now assume that I'm staying in Kukatpalli here. So now I'm staying along with my friends. Now I have joined some course in my Amirpet. So now when coming to my course, every day morning 9 o'clock to some 10:30, I'm having my course timings are there. So now every day morning 8:30, I'm starting from Kukatpalli, and then I'm going to be reaching to the Amirpet by 9 o'clock, and I'm going to my session, and then I'm going to attend my session here. And then once my session is done from 9 to 10:30 a.m., then I'm going back to my room. So this is my daily routine is happening since 2 months. Now 2 months back, I have joined my course. Now daily I'm attending my course. So now every day I'm passing through this Amirpet area only. I'm passing through this Maitri Vanam building only here. But I haven't observed any tent over there. But today morning, whenever I'm coming to that institute, beside that Maitri Vanam building, whenever I'm passing through that building, beside that I have identified something new. Nothing but a small tent is over there. So now as a human mentality, as a curiosity, if something is looking like new, then you will be getting some thought, then what's going on there? I want to know. So no, it may be useful for us, it may not be useful for us. Okay, we are going to be having some some thought in our mind that I want to know what's going on there. So now here there is some curiosity is there for every human being. So now, when coming to those people also here. So now so many people are passing through this area. Now, so now whenever if something has been identified as a new, then what will happen? The people are going to be visiting that particular campaign. So now myself, so now here I'm passing through this Amirpet area every day, and today also I'm passing through this area, and today I have identified a small tent. So now, as a curiosity, I want to know what's going on there. So that here I went to that particular campaign. So now whenever you are reaching to that particular campaign, okay, whenever you are reaching to that particular campaign, inside that campaign, there is the marketing executive people are available from the Dell organization. So now from that Dell organization, there are some marketing executive people are also available here. So now these marketing executive people, as soon as whenever you are going to be reaching to the particular campaign, the marketing executive people will start the conversation with you. So now they are going to be having some conversation with you over here. So now they will be starting the conversation, and then they will be giving all the information to you. So now, so these are the products. This is the product cost. These are the features that we have introduced. This is the model number. These are the benefits we are offering, and these are the discounts we are offering. Nothing but as a festival season, we are offering some 5% discount, 10% discount, or 2 years of warranty, or free of cost. Everything they will be giving all this information. So nothing but what happened as a person. Okay, I may buy the product, I may not buy the product here, but just I showed interest to view that product. So now, when coming to the campaign, so many people are visiting in order to view the products. So now, in this kind of scenario, the people who showed interested in our products, those are called as leads. Nothing but observe the terminology here. So now, when coming to the CRM process, we are having that the terminology campaign. So now, by conducting the campaigns, we are capturing a few leads. So now, what exactly the lead here? When coming to the lead is nothing but a person who showed interested in our product or service. Nothing but they just showed interest. Lead is different, customer is different. Lead is nothing but just a short interest here. He may buy the product, he may not buy the product, there is no guarantee. That is a secondary case. But just he showed the interest in our organization, product, or service. Now these leads are also called as potential customers. Or these are also called as prospects. These are also called as prospects. So now when coming to the campaign, so now here we have conducted a campaign in this particular area. Now during that campaign, so many people has visited our campaign. Now the person, as soon as whenever you are reaching to that particular campaign, in order to know what's going on there, immediately one of the marketing people of the Dell will start the conversation with you. He will be giving the complete information about the organization. He will be giving the information about that products which they are releasing into the market, the prices of those products, the services what they are offering, the discounts what they are offering, everything they are going to be giving some information to the people, and then finally he will be giving a small form to you. So please fill up this form. So now in that form, they're asking us to provide our details. Nothing but they're capturing our details here. Okay, they're capturing our details. Now in that, you can able to write your name and your phone number, your mobile number, email ID, and everything here. So now when coming to the marketing people, what they are doing, they are going to be promoting their organization products by using the various ways of marketing, and then they are going to be capturing people who should interested in our products or the services. So now the people who show interested in our product or the service, those are called as leads. When coming to the lead is nothing but a person who should interested in our organization product or service. So now, when coming to the every business, lead is the base point. For every CRM process, lead is the starting point. If somebody showed interest, then only we can sell it out for product. If nobody is interested in our product, then we are no need to sell that product. We cannot able to sell out products, so that we cannot generate any customers, we cannot generate any revenue, we cannot generate any profit at all, so that there is no organization at all. For that here, always we need to capture the lead people very carefully. So for that, so now when coming to the lead is nothing but a person who showed interested in our products or services. Now when coming to the lead is not our customer, lead person just showed interest in our product. Now, he may buy your product, he may not buy your product. There is no guarantee that is a secondary case. There might be so many reasons out there. He's already having the similar kind of product with him. He's not having the budget to buy the product. He's planning to buy the product in the next year, or this product is not at all suitable to him. So now there might be so many reasons out there in order to no need to buy that product here. So now when coming to the marketing people, the marketing people are going to be conducting the campaigns and they're going to be capturing the leads here. Now tell me here, what is the association between the campaign and the lead? It is one-to-one or one-to-many. By conducting one campaign, how many leads can I capture in one day?
Many.
Only one or multiple?
Multiple.
Multiple. Because here, when coming to this particular area, we have conducted this campaign. Now, on a single day, not only myself, so many other people are also showed interest to view those products. Nothing but so many other people are also visiting that particular campaign. As soon as whenever they're visiting the campaign, the marketing people are going to be collecting the details from those people. So now those data is called as the lead details. Now, so now in a single day, from a campaign, we can able to capture more and more leads. Nothing but between campaign to lead, we'll be having one-to-many association. Nothing but by conducting one campaign, we can able to capture one or more number of leads, so that these two are having the association of one-to-many association. Now, let's see. Now, so when coming to the marketing people, as a marketing person, my job is just I need to promote the organization products with the different ways. Now, in those ways, we are having a free samples option is also there. So now where we can use this free samples option. Now, for example, everybody is aware of a product called as Kellogg's. I think most of the people are using this product also. So now what is this product? This is a food product. Now which is having very hygienic, which is having very good proteins and the minerals are available inside that product. So now so many people are using that. Now basically this Kellogg's is a US product. It's not an Indian product. In US, they have captured the most of the market, but now they want to expand their business to India also. They want to capture the Indian market also. Further, they have introduced that product into the Indian market. They have tried with the various ways of marketing process. They have come up with the advertisements and the posters and the banners and the various campaigns they are also conducted. But unfortunately, they were failed in that marketing process. They were unable to capture the whole people inside the Indian market. Finally, they have approached that free samples, where they have established the small tents and the the campaigns in the different places in the various areas, and then they have prepared that food, and they're going to be distributing that food in terms of the small bowls to the various people. So now, please have a taste. Please have a taste. If it is good, then come to our organization to buy our product. So now with that free samples option, finally, they got very good response from the customers, and then they got very good response also from Indian market also. So now, when coming to the Kellogg's product, even though it is a US product, now it is a very famous product in India also. So that they have captured more customers from Indian market also here. So nothing but in some way, in some areas, we need to go with that the free samples options also. The Salesforce is also capturing the people by using that free samples. We come to know that in future. Now, so now when coming to the organization, we are done with that marketing process. Now, so now as a marketing person, my job is done. Okay, as a marketing person, my job is done. That's just I have promote our products and then we have captured the lead details. So now as soon as the marketing people has collected the lead details, now they are going to forwarding the lead details to the sales team. So now inside my organization, we are having a sales team is available here. So now as soon as the marketing people are done with that marketing process, whatever the lead recorded details they have collected, they are going to passing those lead recorded details to the sales team. So now what the sales team will do? Inside my sales team, we are having the sales head, we are having the sales manager, we are having the sales representatives. We are having the sales representatives. So now what these people will do? As soon as whenever I'm going to be sending the lead recorded details to my sales team, now my sales team will start contacting the lead. Then how they can able to contact the lead here? They can able to contact the lead over the phone or by sending an email notification or by meeting the person directly by taking the appointment. By meeting the person directly by taking the appointment. So now here, why you are going to be meeting this person here? As a sales team, our responsibility is that we need to convert the lead as our customer. So now we have to contact the lead over the phone or by sending an email notification or by meeting the person directly by taking the appointment. And then once you meet that person, then we can able to explain all the information. We have to give the information about our organization. We have to give the information about our newly manufactured products and their models. We have to give the information about their prices. We have to give the information about the discounts what we are offering and the services what we are offering. And finally here, the sales team is going to be contacting the lead multiple times and finally they will convince the lead to buy our product. Once the lead is ready to buy the product, then we are going to be converting that lead as a customer. Whatever the lead person is available, we are going to be converting that lead as our customer. Now, so now whenever I'm going to be promoting our product, then why we are giving our organization information? Because sometimes the people are going to be investing the amount based on the brand, based on the trust of that organization. Suppose, for example, come to a general scenario. Assume that I want to buy a mobile. In order to buy a mobile, I went to a mobile shop. In that mobile shop, there is a desk is available. On that desk, they have placed all the models of mobiles for the display purpose. Now, there is a demo piece is available. So now we can go to that mobile desk and then we can have the demo. We can just test that product. If it is fine for you, then we can able to buy that product. So now, in this kind of scenario, now they have placed some Sony models of mobiles on the desk. They have placed that the HTC model mobiles and then they have placed that Samsung mobile models also. But nobody is providing the iPhone models for the display purpose because iPhone is very, very expensive. But even though the people are going to be investing the amount in order to buy that mobile without having the testing because they have the trust on that company. They have the trust on that organization because of the brand of Apple. So now here everybody know Apple is providing very good products. They're providing very good configuration. They're providing very good features also. So because of that, the people are going to blindly investing. It may be 1 lakh, it may be 2 lakhs, it may be 50,000, whatever. But for a 2 rupees pen, we are going to be testing that. But for the 50 rupees of mobile, we are going to be investing blindly without testing the product because of the brand, because of the trust on that organization. So for that here also we are going to be promoting our organization so that here based on the trust on that organization, they can able to buy the product also. So for that here, we are going to be giving the information about our organization also along with our products information. So now when coming to the organization, Dell is having a very good brand when coming to the services. because Dell is providing very good services to their customers. So now here we are going to be having that lead, and then our sales team is going to be contacting the lead over the phone or by contacting the person directly by meeting the person, and then they're going to be sending some email notification, and finally they're going to be convincing the lead to buy the product. Once the lead is ready to buy the product, then we are going to be converting that lead as a customer. So nothing but once the lead person is ready to buy the product, then we are going to be converting that lead as a customer. Whenever you are converting the lead as a customer, then Salesforce is generating three records to you. One is account record, second one is a contact record, third one is an opportunity record. So now these are the three more terminologies here, three more vocabularies, like as campaign is one term, lead is a term, account, contact, and opportunity. So now when coming to the account here, so what exactly the account here? Whenever you are converting the lead as a customer, then Salesforce is generating three records. One is account record, second one is contact record, third one is opportunity record. So now what exactly is account record here? What it contains? Account record contains the basic information of the customer, nothing but the name of the customer and the annual revenue of the customer, type of the customer, and the rating which we are going to be offering to the customer, and industry to which he is associated, the phone number of the customer, the fax number of the customer, and then we are storing the billing address of the customer. We are storing the shipping address of the customer. So now here we are having that account information. Nothing but in that account record, it is holding the name of the customer, annual revenue, type, rating, industry value, and the phone number of the customer, fax number of the customer, his billing address and shipping address. Everything we are going to storing inside that the account object. Nothing but the account record. Now, along with that, you will be having that contact. Inside that contact record, it is holding that the contact details of the customer. First name. In order to contact that particular person, whatever the details are required, all the contacts we are going to storing inside that contact record. Like the first name, last name, email, phone number, his mobile number, his home phone, and then other phone numbers, and the fax number, email ID, his title, his birth date, and his designation, his mailing address. All this information we are storing inside that contact record. Contact record will be holding all the details of that person in order to contact. It may be the office phone number or his personal mobile number. It may be his home phone number or fax number, website, everything. All the details we are going to be capturing inside that contact. And then we are having the opportunity record. Opportunity record describes how much business we did with the customer. How much business we did with the customer. Nothing but which describes how much revenue that we have generated. That is how much revenue that we have generated from the customer. Suppose, for example, I went to the supermarket, assume the Reliance Fresh. I went to the supermarket, today morning I have purchased some vegetables. So now once you are done with the vegetables selection, then we have to pay the bill. So now they are generating the bill based on the items which you have selected. Now they are giving inside that, okay, this is a vegetable, this is the quantity, this is the price. This is a vegetable, this is the quantity, this is the price. Like that, they will be mentioning all those things. Finally, they are giving the total bill. The total bill is nothing but the opportunity. Nothing but from this organization, this customer has purchased one laptop, that is some 40,000 rupees, one mobile, that is some 10,000 rupees, totally 50,000 rupees. Nothing but here we have got an opportunity from this customer to generate 50,000 of revenue today. So now when coming to the opportunity will be describing how much business we did with the customer or how much revenue that we have generated from the customer. That will be described by the opportunity record. So now whenever you are converting that lead as a customer, an account record, and contact record, and opportunity record will be getting generated by the Salesforce. Now, so now tell me here what is the association between these three records? Do we have any association or all are independent? Now let me know the association between account and contact. Account means the customer. Contact means the contact details of that customer. Now tell me what is the association? Anybody? For one account, do we need to have only one contact or multiple contacts?
One or many.
Okay.
Multiple contact. For example,
One contact only.
Assume that we are having one-to-one, but there might be some cases where we can able to maintain many. Where we can maintain. Suppose, for example, come to a general scenario. Assume that whatever the products that we have manufactured, like as laptops, desktops, printers, these can be utilized by. So now this can be utilized by only the individual people, or this can be using by some organizations also. This can be using by some organizations also. Like suppose, for example, here, let's assume that we are having an organization like some TCS. Now TCS people are recruiting 10,000 people from the freshers, nothing but from the campus, because they got a very good project, which is a very big project also. So now for that project development, they need some 10,000 resources. They have identified the 10,000 resources from the different colleges as the fresher candidates who can able to work on their newly assigned projects. Now, so now these people are going to be joining in next week. So that as soon as the employee has joined into the next week, then for every employee, they have to allocate a laptop or desktop. TCS people are just there into the services, nothing but they're giving the IT services to their customers, but they're not manufacturing any laptops or desktops. They need to buy those laptops and desktops from any of the laptop or the desktop manufacturer. So now here we are having the Dell organization. We are into the manufacturing of these laptops and desktops here. So at that time, TCS people are also sure interested to buy our product. Nothing but TCS is also what our lead. Nothing but TCS also showed interested to buy our products. Nothing but TCS is also our lead. TCS means it's not a single person, it is an organization. Nothing but when coming to the lead here. Okay, now you can take the new definition of the lead. When coming to the lead is nothing but a person or an organization or a business also. Like suppose, for example, come to the third scenario. When coming to the laptops, only the organization people do want to use that laptop. In the business, can I use or not? Yes, we can use. Suppose, for example, I'm having my hotel. In that hotel, in order to generate the bill, I want to use these products. I have a supermarket. In order to generate the bill, in order to maintain my stock information, my employees information, my customers information, I would like to use these laptops and desktops. I'm having my shopping mall. There also I want to use that. I have my institute. There also I want to use that. Nothing but what happened when coming to the persons, these products not only using by the individual people, these products can be used by the organization, this can be used by the business people also. So that here now when coming to the lead, now we'll define that the latest definition of that lead. When coming to the lead is nothing but a person. Okay? Lead is nothing but a person or an organization or a business who showed interested in our products or service. Now make a note of this lead. Lead is nothing but a person or an organization or a business who showed interest in our product or service. Okay. Now, so now in this kind of scenario here, come to this scenario. When coming to the TCS people showed interest here. Then to whom I need to contact here? What is the contact details of this one? Do I need to maintain the contact details of Ratan Tata? Even though he may be the CEO of that organization, we cannot contact him in order to promote our products, in order to give some information about our products. So now inside the TCS organization, we are having so many departments are there who are going to be taking care of all these responsibilities. Like they're having an admin department. When coming to the admin department, they're having few people who are going to be providing all the required resources to their employees. Like from whenever a new employee has joined, they need to allocate one ID card. They have to allocate an access card. They have to allocate a cubicle. They have to allocate a system. They have to allocate some internet connection. These are all resources we need to allocate to that employee. So now whatever the resources are required to be get allocated to the employee, all those resources will be provided by the admin people. So now when coming to the admin people, from that administration department, we need one contact detail. Nothing but one contact. Nothing but one person's contact details are required so that we can able to contact. Admin person has contacted our Dell people that we want some 10,000 desktops and then 100 laptops and 50 projectors. No, nothing but these people wants to buy the products in bulk. They're not independent. They're not independent persons. They are the organization. So that they want to buy the products in bulk. So now when coming to the TCS people want some 10,000 desktops and then 1,000 laptops and then 50 projectors. So now at that time, admin people has contacted to the marketing department of that Dell organization that we want these bulk products. Now Dell people are ready. So that here they are prepared a quotation that as a very valuable customer to us, we are going to be offering some 15% discount to you, because we are going to purchasing the bulk products from our organization, so that you are giving some opportunity to us to generate the more revenue, so that we are offering some 15% discounts to you. Now, so now when coming to the organizing TCS, admin persons are not the highest persons to take the decisions. On top of the admin person, there are some other departments are also available. Now, as soon as the admin people have received the quotation, then they need to forward that quotation to the accounts team. Inside that organization, they're having that accounts team. Accounts team is going to be reviewing that particular quotation, and then they are going to be raising some questions. Like, now as an admin, you have given that quotation from the Dell organization. Dell people are offering 15% discount. Now HP people are also ready to offer some 18% discount to us. Then why you are going for Dell? Now, so at that time, admin people has to give you a proper response. That when coming to the SP people, even though they are ready to provide the 18% discount to us, but they're having very less service centers are there. So that if any of our employees system is not working, then we need to raise a case to the HP people and they have to provide the service. They don't have the much service centers in Hyderabad, so that here it will take some time. So during that time, my employee will get affected, so that his project and his assignments will be getting impacted, so that the customer will face some problem. Our deliverables will be getting skipped. So that here we are contacting the Dell people, because Dell people are having more service centers, and along with that, they have assured that immediately they are ready to provide the service to us on site. Nothing but they will come to our organization, they will provide the service immediately. So because of that assurance, we are going for the Dell organization to buy those products. Now, based on that answer, the accounts team will get convinced, and then they are going to be passing the quotation to the finance team to release the budget. So nothing but from the accounts team, we need one person details. Nothing but one contact person detail. Nothing but the second contact. Once that accounts team is approved, then they are going to passing that quotation to the finance team. So that finance team is going to be releasing the budget. So now from the finance team, we need one person's contact details. Nothing but what happened if it is an organization, not only one contact, we need the multiple contacts. From finance team, one contact person details. From accounts team, one contact person details. From admin team, one contact person details. So that here we need to have the multiple contacts also. Account is only one, nothing but here, this is the TCS. Nothing but TCS is the customer, and then we are having multiple contacts. So now in these kind of scenarios, when coming to the account and the contact, we are having the one-to-many associations. One customer, multiple contacts are available to us. Now come to that account and opportunity. What is the association? One customer can give how many opportunities? Only one or multiple?
Multiple opportunities.
Multiple opportunities. Nothing but here between account and opportunity, we are having one-to-many association. For example, I am a customer. Yesterday, I went to that Reliance Fresh. I have purchased some vegetables. Today morning, I went to that supermarket. I have purchased some vegetables again. Today evening, I am going to the supermarket again then in order to buy some fruits also. Nothing but what happened. Customer is only one. Organization is also only one. But multiple times I have visited and multiple times I have purchased the products. Multiple times they have generated the revenue from me. Nothing but one customer will be having the multiple opportunities. Nothing but between account to opportunity, we are having one-to-many association. So nothing but what happened, we are having the marketing team who are going to be promoting our products by conducting the campaigns and they're generating some lead records. So now, once the lead records has been getting captured, then we are going to be converting the lead as our customers. Okay, now. So now this whole business process is called as lead conversion process. When coming to the interview point of view, you will be having what exactly the lead conversion process. At that time, you have to explain this whole process as of now what we have discussed. When coming to the now, you have to give the answer like this. So now when coming to the organization, every organization is offering some set of products or the services. In order to promote their organization products or the services, they are going to be conducting some campaigns. So now during that campaign, so many people showed interest. Now we can able to capture those people and we can able to contact those people in order to convert them as our customers. When coming to the lead is not a person. Lead may be a person, it may be an organization, it may be a business who showed interested in our organization product or services. As soon as the lead details has been captured by the marketing people, these details will be forwarding to the sales team. Now the sales team is going to be contacting the lead over the phone or by sending an email notification or by meeting the person directly, and then they are going to be offering some discounts and they're giving some information about our organization, our products, our prices, our services, our benefits information, and then finally they are convincing the lead to buy our product. Once the lead person is ready to buy the product, then we are going to be converting the lead as our customer. Whenever you are converting the lead as a customer, Salesforce generates the three records. One is account, second one is contact, third one is opportunity. Account record will be holding all the details of the customer. Contact record will be holding all the contact details of the customer. Opportunity will be holding all the products which he has purchased from our organization. Nothing but how much revenue, how much business we did with the customer. This whole business process is called as lead conversion process. Okay, now come to the third organization process here, third department. So now, as of now, we have discussed about the marketing department, and then we have discussed about the sales department also. So now when coming to the salespeople are going to be selling out those products by contacting the leads, and then they are going to be converting the lead as the customers. Now, as soon as whenever we have sell out our product to the customer, then what will happen? The customer will start utilizing our product. And then while selling out our product, we have given some assurance to our customer that if you're facing any problem with our product in future, then we are able to provide 1 year of free insurance. We are providing 1 year of free service to you. After that also we are providing the service to you, but that will be a chargeable service. When coming to an organization, sales is not important, service is very, very important always. Because the customer will buy the product only once. But as an organization, we have to give the lifelong service to our customer. We have to maintain very good relationship with our customer always. Then only the customer will always stay with you so that we can get one more opportunity in the future to generate some more revenue from the customer. Or the customer will refer somebody else to come to you. Nothing but we are getting some other customers also because of his reference. Now, so for that always we have to maintain very good relationship with our customers always. So now our motto is we need to make our customer happy. So now for that here, whenever my customer is facing any problem with my product or service, then always we should be ready to provide the service to our customer. For that, in each and every organization, we are having a service department. Nothing but a support department or a service department. Now, Now we are having a service department or a support department. So now what we are doing inside the service department or the support department here. So now whenever the customer is facing any problem with our product, then the customer is going to be raising a case, nothing but a complaint. Customer is going to be raising a complaint. So now, for example, assume that I'm utilizing some mobile network. Now, till yesterday, it is working fine. Today morning, whenever I'm trying to be accessing the internet, I'm unable to access that. I'm facing some difficulty in that. Now, at that time, what we can do, we are going to be raising a case. Nothing but we are raising a request to that customer care people by making a call to the toll-free number which they have given. Now, here also, whenever the customer is facing some problem, that the customer can able to raise a case, nothing but a complaint or a grievance. So now, how you can able to raise that complaint? Whenever you are giving that assurance to the customer at the time of selling out your product, we are giving a warranty card. In that warranty card, clearly we have mentioned if you are facing any difficulty, then please make a call on that toll-free number which we are providing. Or we can send an email notification to our organization also, like this is a support@somedell.com. Or else you can able to you can able to visit our organization also, like some www.somedell.com. Inside that website, you will be having a complaint registration form so that we can able to raise a complaint. Now, after that, or else you can able to meet the nearest service center also. So now for that here, they are giving all this information to you. So based on those information, the customer is going to be raising a complaint. So now when coming to the complaint, this is also called as a case. So now what exactly the case? How can we define the case? When coming to the case is nothing but the detailed information of a problem which the customer is facing with our product or service. Suppose for example, I have purchased a laptop from Dell organization. Now today morning, when I press the power button, my system is not rebooting. So that I want to raise a case. Then how can we give this information? I am making a call to the customer care. One of the service center people has picked up my call. Now, if I'm giving that information, my laptop is not working, then how these people can understand? We have to give the complete information that I have purchased your product since some 3 months back. Now it is working fine. Today morning, when I press the power button, my system is not rebooting. So please give me some solution. Then they will suggest you some solutions. So that's what happened. We need to give the clear information to those people so that they can understand about our problem, so that they can do the proper solution for us. So now for that, when coming to the case is nothing but the detailed information of the problem which the customer is facing with our product or service. Now, so now tell me the association here. When coming to a customer, how many cases he can raise? Only one or multiple?
Multiple.
Multiple. Nothing but between
Multiple
account to
cases.
case, we are having one to many association. Today I'm facing one problem, so that here, today I'm facing one problem, so that I'm raising a case. Tomorrow I may face one more problem, so that I want to raise one more case. And after few days, I may face another problem also. Then I am going to be raising one more case. Nothing but what happened, we are going to be raising the multiple cases also. So that here between the account and the cases, we are having one to many associations. Now, so now when coming to the customer, as a customer, they have raised that case. Then what needs to be done as an organization? As an organization, always we need to give the service to our customers. We have to make our customer happy, so that whenever if any customer is facing some problem, then we should resolve our customer problems. So for that here, Salesforce is providing a record object called as solution. Nothing but we need to provide the solution here. So now what exactly the solution? When coming to the solution is nothing but the detailed information of the resolution of the case. Nothing but whatever the problem the customer is facing with our product or service, then how can we resolve that? What are the detailed steps in order to resolve that problem? Those detailed steps we can able to document it in terms of solution. So now, when coming to the solution is nothing but the detailed information of the resolution of the case. Detailed information is for the resolution of the case. Now tell me here, solution is associated with what? With a customer or with a case?
Case.
Case. Now, when coming to the solution, solution is associated with a case, not with the account. Now tell me what is the association here? One-to-one or one-to-many?
One to
One.
many. One or many.
One
You
or
can have alternating solution, but yeah, you
yes.
can have solution
Now,
as well.
because here, what the solution they have given to us, that solution is not at work. I'm unable to resolve that problem with that solution. I need one more solution here, so that they'll be providing one more solution to you. So now in this kind of scenario, for one case, we can able to have the multiple solutions also. So nothing but here, when coming to the customer, whenever they're facing any problem with our product, then we are going to be resolving our customer problem by giving a proper solution to our customers. So now here observe this one. In all these three cases, it may be in the marketing process, it may be in the sales process, it may be in the support process, we are going to be interacting with the customers always. Nothing but we are capturing few new customers by conducting the campaigns. We are selling out our products to the customers. We are giving the services to our customers. Nothing but what happened in entire business area, in the entire business process, always we are going to be moving around the customers only. So now in order to maintain this customers information, their sales information, their products information, and their cases information, their solutions information, we need a software. That software or a tool is nothing but CRM, nothing but customer relationship management. So now when coming to the Salesforce is providing one software or a ready-made application called as Salesforce CRM application. So now when coming to the Salesforce CRM application is the world's first on-demand CRM application. We are having so many CRM applications before Salesforce CRM also. Because Salesforce CRM is very, very popular because this is the on-demand CRM. Nothing but no need to install anything. Nothing is required. You may be having any other devices also. You may be having the basic model of mobile also. We can able to access that Salesforce CRM application just by using browser and internet connection. That much of flexibility is available here so that most of the clients and most of the people are adopting this Salesforce CRM tools. So now here, when coming to the Salesforce CRM, it is providing all these features to you by which we can able to automate our marketing processes, we can automate our sales process, we can able to automate our service processes also. So now this is the whole information about the CRM process and the vocabulary and the terminology. Because in the entire Salesforce CRM application, we are discussing about those terms like the campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, cases, solutions. Nothing but these are all the objects which we are going to be commonly using inside that Salesforce CRM, so that you should be aware of what exactly the terminology. So what exactly the process which we are following inside our organizations. Okay. Now this is the CRM vocabulary and the terminology. Now, in tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about some more features, like what we are doing inside that marketing process, what we are doing inside that sales process, what we are doing inside that service process, and then what are the various cloud services offered by Salesforce to us. So now in tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about the cloud services offered by Salesforce. Like Salesforce is offering 6 cloud services to you. One is Sales Cloud. Second one is the Service Cloud. And the third one is Force.com. Fourth one is Database.com. Fifth one is Data.com. And this is also called as Jigsaw. And the sixth one is Collaboration Cloud. This is also called as Chatter. So now these are the various cloud services offered by Salesforce. So what exactly these cloud services? What is the use of these cloud services? We'll see in tomorrow's session.
Firoz?
Yeah.
Like a couple of guys were off today, so they haven't production. Could you please like share the videos so that they can
I will
follow
do that. I
more?
will do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
gave.
one by one, can you give your email IDs so that so let me.
Can we?
Yeah, I sent it. One.
Everybody, can you please share your email IDs?
Yeah, one person Gopala did not attend, so he wanted to. I mean, like need this video so that he can get ready for tomorrow's class.
Okay, sure.
Firoz, also we would like to have for tomorrow yesterday's session as well.
Sure,
Yesterday we have.
Yeah, I will share
Yeah.
that. I
This is
already
with
placed that
and
video into the drive, and then I'm sharing that video also to you.
okay.
And please provide me your email IDs so that we can able to track on that, and we can able to send that meeting invite again.
You got right, Firoz mine. You did not. And the class is starting 5:30 IST, right?
Could you please make it at 5:15 if possible?
Yeah, that's what like now it is possible because after 1 month, what happens is in the Eastern Standard Time,
then we will change the time. Then during the time, once the daylight savings it started, then we will change the time.
Okay. So then 5:15 means 6:45 our time. Oh no, 7:45 our time.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to make it at 5 o'clock also, then fine for me. 5 to 6:30 also fine for me.
No. We'll go with this one.
Okay.
So the timing is important for me because sometimes we won't be able to come back from office, you know. So if the winter, then it's tough.
In winter, it is from 7 o'clock to 8:30, and now for up to daylight saving, it's 7:45 to 8:45. Sorry, 9:15, right? What is it? 7:45 to 9:15.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Could you please confirm this one, Firoz? In the daylight, 7 to 8:30 EST, and up to daylight, it is 7:45 to 9:15.
Yes.
Oh, where do you stay, Krishna?
Hello.
And where do you stay?
Yeah, I'm staying in Chennai, but my office will start at 9 o'clock.
Chennai?
I'm staying in Chennai.
Oh, most of them are in US, Krishna.
Because I'm going to the office, that's why this time is not suitable for me.
I know. No. What I'm saying is, we are in US, okay? Most of them are in USA. So,
Okay.
you're the only one from India, so.
See, so Krishna, the timings are morning. We are having the session at 5:30 to 7 for IST. You are from.
Yeah, okay, it's okay for me.
That's what. Because they are talking about EST timings, but we are from IST, right?
Yeah, okay.
So that it will be morning 5:30 to 7 to you.
Yeah, 5:30 to 7 is okay for me.
That's what. So for now on, now till the daylight savings get started, we have the session at morning 5:15 to 6:45. Once the daylight savings get started, we'll start the session by 5:30 to 7.
Yeah, okay, it's okay for me.
Don't forget to send this 2 videos, Firoz, because
Sure,
couple of.
definitely. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Yeah.